Welcome! The second Spiritual Side of Yoga class. For today, I'll give a little outline of the class here at the beginning. So today's class is going to start with kind of a reflection exercise, I guess. So there's a lot of different branches of yoga. It's a really old spiritual practice, and kind of each branch has its own spiritual leaders, spiritual teachers, and their own practices and things that they honor. And so in my lineage, Ashtanga, we honor the full and the new moon days. So traditionally, we don't practice on those days. They're kind of, instead of doing like a physical practice, it's an opportunity to turn inwards and kind of reflect. And whether it's a full moon or a new moon, they have different practices. So we'll start with a little full moon reflection exercise, a short kind of meditation, mindfulness, breathing exercise to bring your mind down into your body and kind of prepare you for the physical practice. And then we'll move into the physical practice of postures, which is what most people associate with yoga. So traditionally, like a full moon happens more or less once every 2 weeks. It takes about a month for the moon to complete its cycle. And honoring the full moon and the new moon, or just using them as kind of like place markers for yourself, I think it's a really cool practice to get into self-reflection. There is also like a spiritual element in many different cultures of full moons and kind of how they impact the body, the mind, the spirit. What I like to do personally on full moon and new moon days, like a harvest moon is how some people think of it, it's a good time to think about the life you're living and find gratitude for the things that you're looking for. So we'll do a couple different exercises for that. And it's also, because it's full, it's a good time to release things from your life. New moon is the opposite. So new moon, it's empty, there's nothing there. So then you're setting intentions for things that can grow throughout that month or those 2 weeks. New moon, planting the seeds, kind of waiting for things to grow and kind of putting energy towards that, or awareness. And then full moon is harvesting, kind of like seeing and having appreciation for the things that you've done. I find it really helpful to write down these reflections. That way it's not just a fleeting thought. I mean, it is a fleeting thought, but I can kind of catch it and write it down and look back at it later. So this is kind of a guided journal exercise. So take a second, go get a journal, a notebook, a piece of paper, back of an envelope, something to write on, something to write with. And then once you have your journal, your pen, we'll just do a couple prompts. So the first thing I want you to think about and start to write down are the things that you're grateful for. They can be things from today, from this week, from this month, from this year. So the second thing we'll think about, and this is another big part of the full moon transition, are any things in your life that you no longer want to have there. So this can be if there are any relationships that don't make you feel good, any habits you have that you no longer want to engage in. So the first prompt is all the things in your life that bring you joy, that make you happy. The second one is writing down the things in your life that don't make you feel that way and that you don't really want to hold on to anymore. I feel like if you've moved past, maybe you've never wanted it, it's been like an unconscious habit. Whatever it is for you, take a couple minutes and write it down. I will too. The last prompt is I'm going to take another couple minutes just to think about what concrete steps we can take in our lives to bring in the things that bring us joy, maybe spending more time with people that we care about, maybe engaging more in things we want to do, whatever it is for you. Try to think concretely about how you're going to bring it into your life. And then once you've taken a couple moments to figure out how to bring things into your life, things that you enjoy, that you're grateful for, when you do the same thing, but for the things you want to let go of. Emotions, stress, worrying, trying to figure out how you can let them go. Okay. And if you felt like that wasn't enough time, you can always come back to it at any point during your day. I find right before I go to bed is a really nice time to journal because I can reflect on my entire day. Kind of lets me like detox, de-stress, any thoughts that I feel like are still running around my mind that might keep me from sleeping. I'm able to kind of write them down and just get them out of my head. For the last few minutes before we start kind of the physical practice, we'll do a quick sort of mindfulness exercise that'll allow us to kind of allow these thoughts and these images and these emotions that we kind of engaged while thinking about these things and writing them down, allowing them to kind of settle into our body and kind of embodying that notion of like bringing in the things we love, the things we're grateful for, releasing, letting go of the things that no longer serve us. So inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, you're going to roll your shoulders down and back. Inhale, bring your hands to 2 inches below your belly button. Just gently drawing your stomach in and up, engaging these muscles in your core. Exhale, close your eyes. Move your hands wherever is comfortable. And just take a few deep breaths here. Once you feel like your breath is kind of slow, stable, and a nice rhythmic motion of an inhale and an exhale. With each inhale, visualize one thing you're grateful for. One thing whose existence brings you joy. And with each exhale, release anything that no longer serves you. Inhale to bring in something that you love. Exhale to let go. It can be a concrete idea, a plan, or it can be a fleeting image, a simple emotion. For some of the more complex ones, you might need to use a few breaths. each time letting go a little bit more. Still allowing your breath to be deep and slow, allowing it to pass all the way through your body, from the tip of your tailbone up to the top of your head. And then whenever you're ready, slowly and gently bring your mind back into your body. And open your eyes and back into the world around you. So this is a practice I really like to do. Like I said, the new moon is kind of opposite. You think of things you want to bring into your life for the next 2 weeks, and like concrete habits to bring them there. Whereas full moon, it's like you think of things you're grateful for and things you want to let go of. So it's a cool thing to do, twice a month more or less,